With that down, let's move on to main topic number 3. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Dylan Mendez, who writes, "Hey, John, I don't know if you heard this, but a Sonic the Hedgehog sequel is in the works. Wow, I really like Sonic. It was a bit better than Detective Pikachu or any other video game movie. What are your thoughts on Sonic getting a sequel?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yes, the official word came out that a Sonic the Hedgehog sequel, unsurprisingly, well, actually maybe a little bit of surprise, but we'll talk about that in a second, has been given the green light. They're going to move forward in development. This is what comes to us from Variety, who writes, Paramount Pictures and Sega Sammy confirmed on Thursday that they have commenced development on a sequel to the live-action family comedy. The sequel would reteam the filmmakers with Jeff Flower directing and Pat Casey and Josh Miller writing the script. It also goes on to point out that as of right now, neither Jim Carrey or why am I forgetting the name of John Ralphio? Ben Schwartz, have yet, it's not official that they will be returning yet, but it is expected that they would be returning for the movie. Rob, I'll tell you what, Sonic the Hedgehog, I said a minute ago that maybe I have a little bit of surprise. Maybe just a little bit of surprise that it's getting a sequel. And the only reason a little bit of a surprise is because it did not do that great at the box office. Like, it did just over 3, but like under 310, like 300 million, 305 million, something along those lines. So it's not like it blew the doors off the box office. And now I know there's a temptation to say, well, it was because of COVID stuff. Well, remember, it was already in its 4th week by the time that Onward even opened. So its box office slowed down. It didn't do that great. But because they were smart and didn't make that movie for $200 million, they made it for about $85 million, which is still expensive, yes, but it's a lot more reasonable than a lot of movies get made for today. The movie actually ended up breaking even and even was a little bit profitable. And I'll tell you right now, I like this movie more than I thought that I would. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was great, but I enjoyed this movie. Jim Carrey kills it. Like, Jim Carrey steals the movie. And Ben Schwartz as the voice is great. I always love, the guy who played, why am I forgetting the name of the guy who played Cyclops?
James Marsden.
I don't know why I always talk about James Marsden. Anyway, James Marsden was super charming in it. Ben Schwartz as the voice sounds great. But I'm telling you, Jim Carrey stole it as Robotnik. He absolutely stole it as Robotnik. And it has its problems, but it's a nice, entertaining little film. So, and the way they end the film, you can tell they wanted, but of course, every movie wants to be a franchise these days. So that's no big surprise. But I'm not surprised that they're doing it again. I thought maybe with it not doing quite as well at the box office as they were maybe hoping it would do, but the reactions to it were pretty positive, pretty good. I mean, I think it's got like a 47% Metacritic rating or something like that. I can't remember, but I actually thought it was pretty charming, and I had a good time watching it. My wife really likes the movie and thinks that movie's like really, really charming. Anyway, Rob, you hear that they're going to do a Sonic 2. Are you surprised that they're doing it, and are you looking forward to them doing another one?
Well, look, if people like the movie, and obviously clearly people did, and I when we first saw, I was with you, or maybe I don't, were you was it the Paramount presentation? I just saw it at CinemaCon, and I was just like, isn't this video game like 20 years old? So I was surprised that it had an audience at all. I was surprised at the big outcry. Again, before the Snyder Cut, there was Sonic the Hedgehog, and fan outcry got them to redesign the character. And I'm like, pretty cool. I had no connection to Sonic, so the design I thought was goofy when we first saw the footage, and I'm glad they made it less goofy, and I'm glad that people liked the movie. So I'm always pleased when work is rewarded by finding an audience. I think that's good for everybody. And apparently, they were successful in resurrecting this character in this old video game property. And I can see it as being a Sonic 2 will probably do better because people will catch up with it on streaming and physical media and that kind of thing. And if people are really digging the movie, and I'm sure more kids will see it than saw it in the theaters because their parents are like, what is this? And then they're going to see it again. So it makes sense to me that they're going to move forward on one of these, because they've already done all the R&D and creation of the CG Sonic character. So they have all those assets already. So the movie's probably not going to cost nearly as much money as the first one did. Obviously, they don't have to pay for the redesign. So I think, hey, if you're a Sonic fan and the studio and the company, was it Sega, feels that it worked out for them, well, let's move forward, I guess.
All right, question here is, guys, what do you think about this? I don't think a lot of surprise, but maybe you look at the box office results, the first one, maybe a little bit surprising. I agree with Rob. I think a second one could do, if they make it good, could do a little bit better than the first one. What do you guys think about this? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right,